You see, he says, call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee. We need to be aware that we need to call, and God says that we need to come to him. And we need to believe that we are not righteous within ourselves. But I need to come as a contrite person. And it may be stuttering, it may be unarticulate, but I need to say to God, I'm coming to you as a sinner, and I'm lost. And I know that I'm headed the wrong direction. I want you to transform me. Psychologists and so forth sometimes say people really don't change. God changes people. We don't change them, but God changes people. If we will look and live and respond as God would want us to, then he will change us. Now there are two things. If you want the key to the kingdom of God, and you want to have a joyous and rich life, and you say, well, I'll tell you what, my life in 2009 has been the pits, and I got laid off, and I did this and that, and who knows what your problems are. I can't tell you mine, we'd be here too long. But we all have it. God didn't design that we would have an easy life, but he said we can live a joyous life, and we will ask him. He will give it to you. But here are two things that are so important as we go forward. Let me read. Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and thou shalt glorify me. Now, before some of you already said, oh, there he goes, he's going to preach about money. I'm not going to say one thing about it, so just kind of relax. That you're going to feel comfortable about this. First of all, he says, if we will offer unto God thanksgiving, God will bless us. God will enrich us. God will strengthen us in faith and in courage. We need to be a thankful people. Let me illustrate as Dr. Howard Kelly says this. He was a great Christian physician. He said we had a young lady who was in nursing training, and she was a beautiful lady. She was simply a beautiful lady. And she had a disposition that everybody liked. Any patient she came in contact, they just loved her. They just appreciated her. The staff liked her. She just had a radiant spirit. Not only did she have that, but we had a young doctor on our staff, and he too felt she was a beautiful young lady, and he got attracted to her. But everybody seemed to love her. She just had that Christian spirit about her life. And so the two would often get in the hall, and they would kind of whisper to each other. And the people that would see this, they would just kind of smile. There are two people who care for each other, who love each other. They appreciate each other. And they just had a sparkle in their eye. And that year courtship went by, and they got married, and they lived content and were happy young people. And no sooner had that year been gone when they brought the young doctor in to the hospital. And they found he had an incurable disease. And she cared for him. She loved him. She nursed him every day until God took him home. And it took about 30 days before she felt she could go back to work, but she did. But Dr. Kelly said they'd been in our home together, and we had a good time. But I avoided her. I didn't know what to tell her. I didn't know how to comfort her. I didn't know what to say. And but he said it was inevitable I'd run into her. One day I ran into her. And the young lady said, you've been avoiding me. And he said, yes, I have. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to comfort you. And she just asked him to pause a moment, and she looked straight in his eye and said, Dr. Kelly, you don't need to apologize at all. You don't need to apologize at all. I give thanks to God every day for the 2 years I had that young man. We enjoyed each other. We enriched each other. And God gave me 2 years to love a man, and he loved me. And that's enough for the rest of my life. And I praise God. When life comes tough for us and so forth, we need to look and say, can I thank God? What does God have for me today? I don't know what the future holds for any of us in life. We all experience various things. But whatever it is, let's learn to give thanks to God for what he has given us. That's number one. If you want to live and get the key to the vault, we need to live joyful lives. We need to live thankful lives. The second thing he says, and keep your vows with him. We have all made vows with God. I don't know what yours are. I know some of mine. Some of them I probably have forgotten, but I know some of mine. But you remember the day you accepted Jesus Christ, and you said to him, Lord, I want you to come into my life, and I want you to live in my life. I want you to control my life. I want you to be Lord of my life. And God touched you, and he changed you. But you promised God a vow. Then you came, and you walked into the baptistry, and you were baptizing once again. You said, God, I want to live for you. I want to serve you all of my life. There have been other times in life when you made a vow. We just share a personal one. My first wife, when we had our last child, that she, no sooner had she given birth to the child, and she asked the doctor, what is it? And he said, a baby girl. And at that point, her heart stopped. And I won't go through the details of all of that. And we were sure we were going to lose her, or she's going to be in the mental institution the rest of her life. That's what the doctor had indicated. And for the first, I'm going to say 12 weeks, she didn't know whether she was coming or going, either way. And I bargained with God. And I said, God, just give her to me until I've raised my children. Just give her to me until then you can have her. Well, God gave me much more. When God called her, I said, God, I won't even bargain with you. Just thank you for that particular time. We have made vows with God, and we need to keep those vows. We need to be faithful and not set over here to the side. I don't know how you have to do it in your life, or as I look at my vows from time to time, I want to be faithful. If we want the key of living happily and having key to the vault, we're going to have to live thankful lives. And when we are thankful and we're faithful to our vows, let me assure you, you ask God and plead with him, God will give it to you. And that means that we need to be in the plan that God has for us. May God grant that you will find this year, a new year, with the key that this is how I'm going to live. God has spoken, and I'm going to live a life that's filled with joy and thanksgiving. I'm going to try to find something that's going to thrill me. And I'm going to tell them about it. And I'm going to keep my vows that I've made to God. May God help us that we'll be